been a pretty quiet, modest weekend so far. Not a whole lot of excitement, and I'm okay with that. Right now, the market is trying to build up some pressure so it can make another extended move to the upside. I'm not saying, again, that it's going to happen today or tomorrow. It may be until Monday until we do start making some moves once again. That wouldn't really surprise me. But ADA's up about 1.3%. We're doing some great things on a fundamental level. Do need to talk about whales actually heating up and doing some of the largest activity we have seen in a while. There are a few things fundamentally indicating that this may be just the start of ADA's big rally here. And we're going to discuss all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So ADA's up at about 1.25% today. Again, yesterday was kind of a blah day, just red. Not even a big ugly red candle. We obviously had our overnight wick and then kind of are just riding the wave as the day progressed. Not a whole lot of movement. Didn't even really have to watch the charts, to be honest with you guys. I was getting a bunch of notifications of prices going up and down, but that's all we were doing was sideways for the day. And that is despite our first huge step in crypto embrace here in the US, because the Genius Act was officially signed into law. We now have our first major law surrounding crypto. And obviously this is around stablecoin legislation or stablecoin regulation. And now this is probably a big push for enterprises to start entering the sector. And that's a pretty big deal when it comes to adoption, especially when it comes to Cardano. We've talked about, enterprises being one of the things that brings Cardano online in a very big way. But I will say here, fundamentally in the charts, we're looking good. Another decent week here for ADA, up 12.14%, kind of up in no man's land. So we'll see obviously how things progress today. I will say right now, BTC dominance actually over the last 14 days, we've only had one green day during that time. So this is very much the extended move to the downside. Again, we just want to continue seeing this drop down. We really want to get down to this 50-week moving average. That's going to be a pretty big deal. And maybe we wait until next week for that to start happening. Frankly, BTC didn't do crap over the course of this last week or so. It's just been basically sideways after hitting an all-time high. So that's okay, because again, alts are showing a lot of confidence. I will say that actually the crypto fear greed index actually dropped down just a little bit. We were up in the 70s. We're back to a 69. So that is cooling off is actually a good thing, because it gives us more obviously potential room to move. Now, again, yesterday is still another big day for institutional money. $402 million worth of Ethereum bought, $363 million worth of BTC bought. Actually, BlackRock and Wisdom Tree were the only two institutional players that added BTC yesterday. We had some dumping going on, but didn't really matter. Now, again, why I'm saying it's okay that ADA right now isn't really doing a whole lot in terms of price. This is why, because now that we've kind of come down and we've consolidated, look at all this short leverage just filling in right above these prices. That means, again, if things can get lively, you could very easily see this wick once again up close to 90 cents. Again, I'm not saying that has to happen today or tomorrow, but just note that that potential is there. That being said, just be aware, we do have some downside leverage here too, specifically at around 79, 60 or so is where this begins. And this could obviously run us down to about 76 cents. Again, right now, though, we are seeing some really good signs on a fundamental level. First of all, I will say here, age consumed shows strong hands holding. Now, what this means is that old tokens really are not being moved in a big way right now. It said the last major spike came in mid-June, when over 130 billion ADA aged tokens were moved. Since then, that activities remain muted, the latest value hovering near 250 million. So what you're seeing is, again, that level of conviction like we were talking about right now. Basically, people are preparing for this next big leg. They're preparing for adoption in the crypto market. They're not getting cute and trying to play games. I've seen a couple people say they're taking profits, and that's fine. If you want to take profits, go right ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. Just understand that right now, we're not seeing people really get antsy. It seems like a lot of that PTSD we have now kicked, which is a great sign. I'm not saying it's completely gone, but we're starting to see good signs in that regard, at least. Now, something here as well that's showing a lot of positivity still ahead. The MVRV ratio is still signaling more upside. So we're actually well below our previous danger zone. You guys can see the levels here. So we it looks like, are just starting this big move. There's a lot more momentum that can, in fact, carry us higher. Also, exponential moving averages point to momentum. So like I was saying, it seems like there's a nice big amount of wind in our sails right now that is pushing us to the upside. Of course, it says that we do need to break our resistance level. This says about 86 cents. Like I talked about, right up at about 90 cents is where we really need to get through. That's when we could frankly break out and start to run to about $1.08. So we have to watch that very closely. Now, whales are waking up. Actually, just over the last 24 hours alone, there were 137 transactions of $1 million, or of over $1 million. That's a pretty big amount of activity. In fact, over the last week, we have seen heightened levels of whale activity. Some of that could be just wash trading. Some of that could be whales riding the wave. Obviously, we're now at a time in the crypto market where there's a lot of speculators that are moving into assets, and that's, creating some of the movements in the charts. But I will say here right now, things are looking pretty darn good in the market. Can't really complain about where we're at. Would I love it just to be a straight, 100% candle to the upside? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm also a realist. I understand that right now we're still kind of working our way through getting a lot of this capital back in the market that's sitting on the sidelines right now, guys. Just look at where we're at. The USDT dominance still just kind of putzing around, not really making any extended moves here. So there's still a lot of capital that has yet to re-enter. There's a lot of people that have not been convinced. I've even seen a couple comments. A lot of people that have not been convinced that this is the start of the big move. Okay. And what that shows you is there's a lot of people that are still on the sidelines that are going to be chasing assets, that are going to be FOMOing in, and then adoption kicks off, right? So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Did want to show you too. Again, longs still open. This same thing as always, guys. Ate up 519%. My XLM one just going through some fits, down 21%. My XRP long up 159%. SHIB long doing incredibly well, 242%. And again, if you guys do want to obviously trade on leverage, feel free to check out the links from both Margex and BTCC below in the description. You can earn up to $10,000 in deposit and trading bonuses. Just understand that there is risk that comes with leverage. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, again, we just maintain these levels through the weekend. Love to see us be just kind of flat and just building all this pressure here and then just blow through the top once we enter the week. So let me know your thoughts below. What do you guys think we're going to get? But appreciate, as always, have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.